Hi guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to anybody that's new viewing. We got W300s, got two of them here. Now one is a WB and one isn't, basically. I just wanted to run through the differences between the two before the videos. Now I've got a few videos, I'm not sure which one you'll be watching, but I'm just going to upload this up at the start of some of the W300 videos that I've done of spraying, just so that you can see the differences. It may just help people know the differences as well as seeing what they actually do. So let's run through them just quickly. Everything's interchangeable, the tips are interchangeable, the caps are interchangeable, needles are some are interchangeable depending on the size. This is a 1.0 and this is a 1.3, so the needles are actually different. But the main difference between the two is the caps and the tips. So you see this W300 WB1. Now you see the air horns have two holes in each air horn. You also see at the very front there that the tip has like a tulip front. Where are we? There, see the tulip front? Now that's different to this one. This one just has the standard front, so standard tip. Oh come on, why don't they do it when you, that's it. It's a standard tip. This 1.3, that's 1.0. They do this in 1, 1.2 and 1.4. So there's plenty of choice. And you'll see the caps. You see the size of the air horns? Where are we? If we put that together, you see the air horns are much bigger on the WB version. And what I've found is that with the WB version you get more finesse, if that makes sense. There's more finesse to the way it delivers the clear or the base. Both very good guns. If you're watching the video on the W300 1.3, you will see what a finish it gives. Very good finish. But this is just a bit sweeter. Very nice to use. Works just as well for base coat as it does for clear coat. Anyway, I'll let you watch the videos now and you can make up your own mind, but I thought I'd just throw this in at the front. Thanks to all the subscribers and everybody liking videos and that, it is much appreciated. Cheers. I think he's gone now. So we got the W300 in 1.3 with the H2 cap, and as I was explaining at the start of the video, these are quite different, these guns. The body's exactly the same, the needles are the same with most, depends what tip size, but the tip and the cap is quite different on the WB and the normal version, or just the W version I guess you'd call it. So the differences you'll find when you're spraying with them, and that's one of the reasons I did this video, because I had a few people on Instagram and Facebook Messenger message me about the W300, because I've done a few videos with the WB. It's the first one I think with the W300, and you know, asking me different things about it, and I don't think people realise there's quite so many different combinations and different types. There's not just the W300 with various tips. There's the, as I say, the WB and the W300. So there's also like a HVLP version of it, which we don't normally get over here, but this comes from Japan anyway. But this is probably the most common version, and it's the cheapest version as well. So that's one of the reasons for getting it and for doing it. It's like a W101, which I'm a real fan of, but without the side cut. So if you like the idea of the W101 size, which is a Midi size, then this thing is ideal, because it's obviously the same size, but you've got a top cut. Because some people, if they haven't used the side cut, feel a little bit, intimidated is the wrong word, feel a little bit apprehensive about using one, because they think maybe it'll get in the way. I can assure you, you really don't notice it. Once you get going with one, you don't notice it. But you know, it would allay anybody's fears that want something like a Kowabi one or a W101 without the need for a side cut. Takes the same cup as the LS400, the WS400. What else? Oh, the Kiwami 4. It takes the same cup as that. So they're all interchangeable with each other. It's actually a 400 mil pot on here, which is a really good in-between size. The 600 is quite big for this Midi gun. So a 400 is I find really good and ideal for it. Keeps it nice and balanced. So as I was saying, you at the front of the video, you've got the different types of guns, and they are quite different price-wise. They're about 30%, 35% less for this than it is for the WB. And when I said at the start of it, I said finesse, because I don't rehearse these videos. I just do them off the cuff. I have a little sheet actually that I make at the time of the video, telling me the settings of the gun, the different temperatures, the paint I use, etc. Just so that it jogs my memory. But the rest of it just comes from, me rambling on, I guess, at the time. So, as I was saying, the main difference you'll find with this is that the WB versions, everything is a bit finer. The atomization is a bit finer. The depth of film, the depth of the paint that you will put on is less. It runs at 1.5 bar, the WB, whereas this runs at 2.5 bar. So there is quite a difference pressure-wise, and that translates into, with this, more material coming out. Even if you've got, I've actually got a 1.2 WB now, and it still doesn't put out as much material as anywhere near as much material as this, although this is a 1.3. But it's not that much of a difference to make the difference that comes out with this. So it's got to be the pressure and the air cap that's making it do this. So this gives a really good, fast, wet finish, but without the finesse and the fine coverage of the WB. I really like the WB version because it seems to be really good at everything. And as I said, there's very little overspray, and it's just a really great gun to use. This, as I say, is much cheaper, and it's also a really great gun to use. So if you're looking at WB and you're thinking it's too much out of your price range, then do look at this, because it's a cracking gun. You'll see the ease with which it did this tank. It's only a small 3.5 gallon, one of our little project tanks we muck about with, doing different things with, but you can see it handles it really well. It would handle bigger stuff as well really well due to the wetness of the pattern, so that it would speed up. If you're doing a few doors on a car or whatever, it would handle that without any problem at all. It's to say, you've got a 400ml cup, so you'll be able to do bigger things without having to stop and fill as well, because I know that sometimes that annoys people. But the main difference is the pressure and the amount of material it puts on. You get a really good finish with the WB without so much pressure. This is C1X BMW colour, which is a really nice colour. Just a cheap clear coat, so the clear coat's not doing the gun any favour, but you'll see at the end there's a high resolution video coming at the end, and you'll see me just doing a bit here. When you look at it afterwards with the bite tanks, you can't always get it completely even, and if the clear coats, if you're following up within sort of, well, it depends on the temperature and the hardener, but if you're following up within 20-30 seconds, don't be afraid. It's an area that you think's a little bit dry or a little bit peely to put some more on, because it will run out into the rest. As you can see, it runs out beautifully into the rest. So you saw me adding a bit there. Don't be afraid to do that. Obviously, if you've missed your window, if the stuff's going off, you're gonna muck it completely up. So just bear in mind that when you're doing it, that you can go back and add a little bit if needed. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll put the settings on the gun, but basically 4.5 turns out is full fluid on this, so I didn't have to use full fluid on any of the coats. But as I say, I'll put the settings on the guns anyway. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye bye.